little bit tough. So these are the good ones. All I have to do is rinse them off with some water. Let's do that next. I will rinse these off and then drain them in my broken salad spinner. And then I have water boiling on the stove over here. Oh, it is boiling. Good. Oh, that's noisy. I always raw packed green beans when I did them before. Again, it's been a few years. And then I was reading in my canning book about hot packing. And at first I saw, well, it still takes 20 minutes to process. So what's the advantage? Well, the advantage is a couple advantages. One, these things are a little bit harder to stuff in a jar when they're crispy and raw. They soften up quite a bit when you cook them for 5 minutes. So it's easier to get them in the jar. And the other thing, they're already hot. They have boiling water on them. So even though it takes 20 minutes once they get up to pressure, it won't take as long to get up to pressure. So 20 minutes at 10 pounds pressure. If these were really dirty, I would wash them, well, maybe 3 times since they're not that bad. I rinse them once, I will rinse them again, and then I will lift this out of the water and dump the whole thing into that kettle that I have on the stove. Once they come back to a boil, I will boil them for 5 minutes and then put them in the jars. I'll get the jars ready in the meantime. We got these lids yesterday at the local Amish store. They were limit 1 per customer, but that's 5 dozen. And I bought another, I think, 72 of them. So I should have enough narrow lids. They need to go in the hot water. Okay, just to soften them up a bit. And then over here, the canning book said a teaspoon of salt per quart. I don't use that much anymore. I use maybe just a little over a half teaspoon. Put that in there. And then I will use tongs to get the beans out of the kettle into the jars. All right, they are boiling, so it's time to set the timer. If I had had any intention of canning beans this year, we would not have staggered the plantings, but would have planted maybe 3 rows at once, because this is crazy. Only doing not even a full cooker full of beans. But whatever. Okay, it looks like I need to shake this down a little bit, but oh, the jar is so hot. So this one I shook down already. Boiling water, almost boiling water. To fill them up to, oh, about that rim right there. Just a couple of more steps. This is pretty standard no matter what you're canning. I'm going to wipe off the rim. Not quite as crucial here when it's just water as it is when it's sticky syrup for peaches or pears. But still, you want to make sure there's a good seal. All right, then you put this on, hot lids, and then a ring on top. And because beans are low acid, I'll tighten that a little bit more. Because they're low acid, they do need to go, must go, in a pressure canner. 10 pounds pressure, and it'll take a little while to get that up to it. The tricky thing is sort of adjusting the heat up and down to keep it at 10 pounds pressure. That's the tricky thing. This is embarrassing, having only 3 jars in a canner that holds 7. Next time I'll just save the beans until I have enough for 6 or 7. Time's up, and as you can see, it's even on low. It is hard to regulate the pressure on this. Now we have to wait until, see that little knob back there? Till that goes down. You just let it go down all on its own, and then we'll take them out, put them on a double layer of towels, and hope and pray they all seal. The button is completely down. The pressure is down. Okay, I'm still not going to take them out. Oh dear, it looks like that one lost. This one in the back here lost some water. So I'll leave them in here for another about 10 minutes so there's not too much of a shock going between that and the double layer of towel. And then we'll see if they seal. And then I'll let them cool off on the countertop here before I put them away in the pantry. And then of course I'll mark, if they seal, 21 on them, so I know which year I canned them. Once again, not worth the effort for only doing, oh, I heard one pop, for only doing 3 jars. If it weren't for the fact that I wanted to just get it over with and do a video on how to hot pack green beans, I'd have left these in the refrigerator. They will keep for several days in the refrigerator. The other 2 are fine. It's just this one, too much water leaked out. I'll have to use that one first. Which one sealed? Well, you heard the noise, right? Okay, that one's not sealed yet. Hey, maybe this one won't seal with all that liquid out. That bubble is still up. This one is down. Up. Not sure that's for real. Well, that's it for today. So until next time, this is Lori Fichter with my Indiana Garden.